Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive. Today we're looking at something that, on the surface, is a coaching change. But it's so much more than that. It's a fundamental shift in the global balance of power.
It really is. This isn't just about one guy getting fired in New Zealand.
No. It's about a huge international domino effect. It connects the All Blacks' recent turmoil directly to the core strategy of the Springboks.
And that connection is everything right now. So for you, our mission today is to trace this chain reaction. We're linking the sacked All Blacks coach, the man who might replace him, and, well, one of the most valuable assets in world rugby today.
The Springboks attack coach, Tony Brown.
Exactly. If you miss this link, you miss where the game is heading in both hemispheres.
Right. Scott Robertson is out, which is a massive story. But the real puzzle we're solving is what that earthquake means for Rassie Erasmus and the incredible success of the Springboks attack.
The stakes are just enormous.
And things are moving incredibly fast, which is why you need to be ahead of the curve. So make sure you subscribe to Rugby Obsession right now. You won't miss a single update.
We'll bring you the insight the second it happens.
Okay, let's get into it. Let's start with the catalyst, the moment that really shook the tree. The reporting is clear. New Zealand Rugby announced Scott Robertson was relieved from his duties with immediate effect.
And that date is critical, isn't it? Thursday, January 15, 2026.
Right, and it came after this huge, extensive review of the entire 2025 season. So this wasn't just a rash decision.
No, not at all. You have to think about the context of that review. I mean, for them to make a move that drastic, the findings must have been, well, pretty damning. It screams that the organization needed a complete reset.
Hard reset.
And the moment that news dropped, the search for a successor began. All our sources are pointing in one direction.
Jamie Joseph. He's the frontrunner.
He is.
And that's the hinge point, isn't it? Because this wasn't just internal New Zealand news. The second it happened, alarms started going off in South Africa.
Blaring alarms. But not because of Robertson leaving.
No, it was entirely because of the man Joseph might bring with him. Tony Brown. It's a perfect example of how one team's crisis can instantly become their biggest rival's problem.
And Tony Brown is the man in the middle. He's the pivot in this whole drama.
So let's talk about why he's so valuable. He's a former All Blacks fly half, and he has been. I mean, absolutely pivotal for the Springboks since the 2023 World Cup.
He's the architect, the man behind their attacking renaissance.
And you can actually put numbers on it, which is why everyone wants him.
You can. Under Brown, the Springboks scored more tries and points in 2025 than ever before. And what's fascinating is this isn't just a stat.
It's a style change.
It's a complete evolution in how they play. He's unlocked their back three. He's introduced these really sophisticated backline moves. They're not just a forward pack anymore. They're a multi-phased, genuinely lethal attacking threat.
Terrifyingly multifaceted.
Yeah.
Which makes total sense then why Rassie Erasmus is so desperate to keep him. The reports all say he's eager to lock Brown in right through to the 2031 World Cup in Australia.
That's a massive long-term plan. He's trying to build a dynasty there and insulate the team from this exact kind of situation.
So how does that connect to the bigger picture?
Well, we know SA Rugby announced back in December that Erasmus himself had extended his own contract to 2031.
Right.
But here's the crucial part. Reports suggest the talks for the rest of the coaching team have stalled. And they've stalled because Erasmus is insisting that his key assistants get their futures secured too.
So he wants Brown locked down before anything else gets announced.
He sees him as essential. So the head coach is secure, but the guy running their attack, his future is, as the reports say, up in the air.
And that's the vulnerability. That lack of an official, signed and sealed contract for the assistants.
Precisely. And you can be sure New Zealand Rugby is scanning the globe for exactly this kind of insecurity, with Robertson gone and with Joseph potentially coming in.
Who is Brown's longtime ally.
Right. New Zealand is reportedly ready to try and prize the attack guru away from South Africa. And this isn't just a guess. The history here makes it almost inevitable.
The history between Joseph and Brown is the reason this is such a threat, isn't it?
It's everything. It explains why New Zealand has tried and failed to get Brown before.
It's a story of loyalty. He has rejected the All Blacks twice.
Twice. First when Ian Foster took over in 2020, and then again when Robertson got the job. And his reasoning was always the same.
His longtime mate, Jamie Joseph.
And this isn't just a friendship, it's a professional partnership forged in success. They were together at the Highlanders, the Sunwolves, and most famously with the Japanese national team.
Where they did amazing things. Brown even took over from Joseph there. Just shows how intertwined their philosophies are.
And we don't even have to guess. Brown said it himself last year. He was asked about it, and he said, if Joseph had gotten the All Blacks job 5 years ago, then 100% I would have been in with him.
100%. You can't get clearer than that.
You can't. He did add that he wanted to be part of this coaching setup and the Springboks over the next 4 years, but that 100%.
That's the part New Zealand Rugby is hearing right now.
It's the detail they'll be weaponizing.
This story is escalating so quickly. And if you want to understand the next twist, and believe me, there will be one, make sure you're subscribed to Rugby Obsession for all the next level insight. This is high-stakes stuff.
So if we get back to the structure in New Zealand, the chairman, David Kirk, has confirmed the new head coach will likely be able to appoint their own staff.
Which is a green light. It means if Joseph gets the job, he has the authority. He can go and get his guy.
And with that history, Brown will be his first phone call. No question.
But there is a huge stumbling block, right? A big one for NZ Rugby.
A massive one. And it's the contractual reality that Rassie Erasmus built. The All Blacks want Brown, Joseph wants Brown, but SA Rugby holds the paperwork.
So it's not about desire, it's about legality.
Exactly. They would have to convince SA Rugby to release Brown from a contract that only expires after the 2027 World Cup. That's a binding commitment for several more years.
Wow. So that puts Rassie in a surprisingly powerful position, even with this threat hanging over him.
He has him on a long-term deal. New Zealand can't just hire him. They have to negotiate. They have to buy him out from a massive rival.
And they've tried before.
Failed twice before. And the sources are absolutely clear. They will attempt to do so again. This is a straight-up tug-of-war between two titans of world rugby for a genius attack coach.
So let's bring it all together. What does this mean for you, the listener, watching this unfold? Robertson's sacking is so much more than an open job in New Zealand.
So much more. It's an immediate, I'd say existential threat to the record-breaking evolution of the Springboks' entire attack strategy.
And the vulnerability is right there, where the All Blacks' need meets those stalled contract talks in South Africa.
Yep. The whole thing comes down to one question for the next few weeks. Is Tony Brown's loyalty to his friend, Jamie Joseph, strong enough to overcome his current contract and his success with the Springboks?
And, maybe more importantly, how much will SA Rugby fight to keep him?
What's the price?
Exactly. Which brings us to a final thought for you to chew on. Considering Brown's undeniable value, we're talking record-breaking points, how much will SA Rugby be willing to fight, or even pay, to keep the man Rassie Erasmus sees as essential for his 2031 World Cup dream?
We want to hear what you think. Who should replace Robertson? And what should SA Rugby do about Tony Brown? Let us know.
And remember to subscribe and follow Rugby Obsession to keep tracking this story, because we promise you it is far from over. Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we'll look forward to you listening to our next episode.